What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, today's video, I'm going to go ahead and title it Battlefield Fans Are Going to Ruin Battlefield 2042. Now, I'm not saying as a whole they're ruining Battlefield 2042, but basically with this brand new event, they have brought back something that I have been missing for such a long time with this game. And I feel like just with the overwhelmingly, large amount of feedback that is negative towards this style of mode, it stresses me that possibly, potentially, in the future, it's going to be completely removed. Now, again, this is a hot take. It is my personal opinion. So go down in the comment section and leave your opinions down below. Let me know what you think about this whole overall deal. And like I said, hopefully you enjoy the commentary. But that one mode that I want to go ahead and talk about is Breakthrough 128 players. Now, for this final game mode of this overall event, they went ahead and brought back 128 player Breakthrough, something that I've been missing from the beginning of this game for ages now, which I'll describe a little bit later. But they brought it back and they put a tad bit of a twist on it. Basically, you can throw grenades or smokes, EMPs, pretty much across the whole map. Your arm is super beefy, along with, I believe, extra sprinting speed, potentially. I'm not really sure what else they did, but it seems like basically everything is faster. Everything is increased. Faster character speed, faster spawn rate, further throwing, so on and so forth. It's fun, it's unique, it's interesting. But overall, the new tweaks to the mode that they're making isn't the reason why I'm really enjoying it. The main reason I'm really enjoying it is just simply because it's 128 player Breakthrough. I love this mode. When Battlefield 2042 first launched and the whole map catalog was, just disgusting horrible. The one mode that saved this game for me was 128 player Breakthrough. Now, don't get me wrong, 64 player Breakthrough is still pretty darn fun, but 128 is just absolute insanity, pure utter chaos. And for me personally, it really gives you that experience of what Battlefield's all about, especially in a game where, it was lacking it from the foundation. It's already hard enough to find those Battlefield moments in this game. Well, back in the day, it's a little bit better now after all the updates, but back in the day, it was so hard to find it that having a mode like 128 Breakthrough was just, it was a miracle, to be completely honest with you. But sadly, at least for me, again, I know a lot of other people were really happy to see it, go away, but sadly, they removed the 128 player Breakthrough because obviously the performance just wasn't up to par. 64 played way better than anything else, and the performance is better, and they're able to basically optimize the game much better as well. And I gotta say, after all the map reworks and stuff like that, 64 players isn't bad. On the previous maps, it was horrifying, but now with all the reworks and all the new DLC maps that are coming out, everything plays very smoothly and very fun on 64. But at the end of the day, I still loved 128 players. So to go ahead and see it return is just a treat. And yeah, the optimization still is a tad bit rough. It's not like it's the best experience you're going to get, but compared to how it was day one, it is a trillion times better. I mean, I'm having so many people lined up in front of me, not only my teammates, but my enemies. And back in the day, that would kill my PC. When the game first came out, I wouldn't even be able to run it, but now it's, like I said, it doesn't get as good frames as 64. Obviously, it's more people, but it is a lot smoother. I've personally been having a ton of fun right now. This is probably the best week of this whole overall event, just specifically because of the 128 player Breakthrough. My only problem right now that's making it hard for me to play this game very long is the fact that 128 players isn't across the board. I can't play 128 players on all the maps in rotation. I can only play it on this one that you're watching right here. Nothing wrong with that. I was still able to play for 4+ hours. I was having that much fun in the game that it didn't really bother me too much that I was playing on the same map. But after some time, I already know it's going to get tiresome. By the time I ended the stream, I was already tired. And I already know a ton of you guys are probably going to, play 2, 3 maybe matches and be done because you don't want to play the same thing over and over and over again. I want to see this mode brought back. I don't know if it's going to hurt the player count or player base to have multiple different modes, one for 128 and then a 64 player Breakthrough. But man, I miss this so much. These are the vibes I'm craving. And what hurts so much is that I know they're not going to bring this back into the game. I know they're not going to bring 128 players through the whole rotation because, again, I'm an oddball. I have to admit, I'm an oddball. And I'm fine with that. I am. I understand that the mass majority absolutely hates this mode. It is what it is. But to be honest with you, I think 128 players is the future of Battlefield, and to continuously try to pull away from the future it's just going to hurt it more and more. Don't get me wrong, 64 players, it's a blast. And right now, at its current state, with the current developers and the current engine, all of the above, it's hard. It's hard to make a game that's 128 players that's going to be optimized well and still have all those only in Battlefield moments that you crave, the destruction and the explosions, without making the game completely unfunctionable. So it is definitely a task at hand. But the way a lot of the community is handling this mode is they don't want to see it at all. They don't want it now. They don't want it in the future. They don't want it ever. They want it completely out of Battlefield for life. And again, like I said, I think that is counterproductive because Battlefield has always been about the all-out warfare. And in my opinion, yeah, in the past, it doesn't require a player count, we've been at worse times. But, to improve and make sure the formula only gets better and better and better, I think player count plays a huge role in that. I think one of the biggest reasons why 128 player breakthrough failed in the beginning is, well, actually two things: the horrible map designs and the performance. Now with the map designs being way better, 128 player breakthrough, I guarantee, would play 10 trillion times better, which means the last thing they have to focus on is optimization. Could you picture a game with 128 players with the classic destruction that we all know and love about Battlefield, the classic action that we know and love, while it all performs perfectly, and only improving from there, making bigger maps to fit bigger player counts, while at the same time being able to maintain those maps to make sure they flow correctly? It's all a learning process. It really is. And you have to understand, a lot of the new devs that are working at DICE are brand new to the development team. Some of them haven't even worked on a real AAA project yet. So they're coming in with a clear, new, open mindset. EA hired a ton of goats, a ton of top-tier goats, to help these individuals start forming Battlefield. I think the future is bright, but I don't want us pointing it in the direction where player count, we only want to see it reduced because, again, like I said, I understand that people do enjoy that playstyle, and it should be there. But having variety is not bad in my personal opinion. And if Battlefield is going to be the giant in this industry that we all plan it to be, it should be able to have the player count that it can back up multiple different game modes between 64, 128, different modes like Rush or TDM, all at once. It should be able to function as long as they can make sure that their Battlefield game fits enough to the core community that they'll play it enough to give it that type of player count. But at the end of the day, the point of this video is to see where you guys are standing at. Do you agree that you think 128 players is, actually decent? Or are you on the side that believes 128 players is extremely bad for Battlefield 2042? And just the future of Battlefield in general. Like I said, I think it's so solid and has the potential to be so good. It just hasn't had the thought process to make sure it's produced correctly. This is the first time it's ever been done. Unless it's a mod, this is the first time Battlefield has really, really, really stepped out of the player count boundaries, So considering it's their first time, and also considering a ton of new devs are working on it on their first time as well, combine those two things together, it kind of makes sense on why 128 players didn't turn out as fantastic as a lot of people were expecting it to. A lot of people wanted 128 players in Battlefield until they played it, until they saw how it played, and they just avoided it at all costs. And that beginning taste, I think, was such a bad taste that nobody wants to see that ever introduced again into Battlefield. When in reality, I think it really does have all the potential in the world to be some of the coolest stuff we can see in the Battlefield franchise. And if Battlefield can keep enhancing, expanding, and making Battlefield bigger and bigger and bigger, more action-packed, more insane, while still keeping intact that arcadey vibe that it always does so correctly, I think Battlefield can only gain nothing but success at that point. But ladies and gentlemen, like I said, don't forget to leave your opinions down below on how you feel about 128 players, and also leave your opinions about how you feel about this event in Battlefield 2042. Overall, I'm a tad bit underwhelmed. I feel like it could have been a lot more. They could have put a little bit more effort, maybe some more money into the production of this event to make it a little bit more special, especially since right around this event was the time that they're, basically preaching that their game is worthy of returning to and giving another go. You would think they would have went all out. So I think it was interesting. It has potential, but it definitely needs to be worked upon. But ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like. Bumps, I hate it, leave a dislike. Also, if you're brand new, enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button. Also, want to chat with me, this too, we do so. I have a Twitter and Discord, both linked down in the description. And also want to catch me live streams of video games, do it on Twitch. Link that's in the description as well. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. See you on the next one. Peace out.